I had to do one for the guards, and I was like, yeah, it's time for the wings. Let's get some wing action, some wing appreciation out here. My first one on the board, Byrd out of San Diego State. Man, this dude has a great mix of dribbling, slashing, shooting, and disruptive defense all in one package of a 6'7" guard / wing. As you know now, the league is trying to go into more of wing play, more connective wings that do it all and are able to take up some playmaking responsibility along with being able to play great defense and being able to stretch the floor as teams want space to work with in the lanes, at the rim. And Byrd provides all of that and more. Averaging 13 points, 4.8 rebounds, 2.4 assists on 41, 38, 92 splits is insane. And we're looking more at the 3-point percentage and free throw percentage now. He gets to the line at a pretty decent rate, but you know it's almost automatic for him once he gets there. And that's the type of person you want because it's always free buckets when it comes to him. If he's not getting his shot to fall, he's able to slash and create some rim pressure and still get easy buckets at the free throw line. Along with that, averaging 1.6 steals and 1.2 blocks, you know the defense is there and he's able to provide a lot of value on the court, whether it's on offense or defense. You want your wings to be able to attack the pick and roll and be able to find their teammates rolling to the basket or popping out at the 3-point line. And he operates in this type of sets really well because he has such great ball handling and such great movement towards the rim. So he garners a lot of attention and then dumps it off whenever he needs to. And that's just the type of player he is. He's a little handsy on defense, but the defensive traits that he has is menacing. He's really active in lanes. He's just high energy. He want to touch you. You want to touch the ball. You want to make sure he creates turnovers. Like he grabs a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how they didn't call a foul there, but you love the energy. You love the activity. He's going to get in lanes. He's going to create turnovers, create second chance opportunities on offense. And when he's on offense, man, that release quick, smooth, and it's nothing but net, man. And he's not taking that jump from on the line. He's giving you some range. He's giving you some space to work with. He's stretching the floor. It's quick. It's gone. Once he gets the ball, it's out of his hands. You better mark up. You don't leave him no type of space. And he's always active, trying to set screens, pop, roll, trying to find everybody. An open opportunity, man. Byrd, he is him. Next up, we got in the nation's eyes, the top two consensus player of this year's draft, Cooper Flagg. This man's a do-it-all forward as well. He just has playmaking instincts like no other. He's able to initiate offenses, and he doesn't really put his mark on the game that much in an offensive engine type of sense. He's just always doing the little things. He's hustling on defense. He's rebounding. He's assisting. He's taking care of the ball. He's making sure he's taking the best shot available for him and putting his teammates in positions to succeed. And that's what makes him so highly touted by these NBA executives. I personally have him in my top 5 at number 5 personally, because I still think he needs to hit some shots. Like, you want him to be a top 2 player, and the efficiency is kind of buns, if we're being honest. The numbers, go up, go down. It's not always about the numbers, but in basketball, you got to put the ball in the hoop. He's a great driver. He's great at the rim, but the true shooting, effective field goal percentages, them Jones is not good enough for me. But he does everything you want him to do correctly. And if a NBA playoff team or a team that wants to be in contention picks him up, he's a perfect piece to put in there because he gives you connectivity, he gives you rebounding, he gives you great defense, and he's pretty strong for his age too. We're not going to use the excuse he's 17 years old anymore because he just turned 18 yesterday. So we're not using that anymore, but he's definitely a piece that you want on a contender because he's doing everything that you want a team to do, in a sense, in one player. And then you just surround him with shooters. You also want him to be surrounded with a point guard as well, but you have him just elite pieces around him, or even mediocre pieces around him. He may raise the floor, but he does all the little things that you need him to do in a sense of winning basketball things, and that's the best thing about him, honestly. In my eyes, he's not the type of player you want to be the number 1 option, but yeah, you just want him to be on your team, man, because he's the perfect, to me, the perfect elite role player. Like them Derek Whites, the Herb Joneses, the Jaylen Browns, if he even gets, Jaylen Brown is kind of crazy to say he an elite role player, but he has that type of upside, at least to be a Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum type player. But the shot has to fall if you want to get to that point. But at least his floor is very, very high. Adou Thiero is an aggressive, athletic monster on defense, man. He just wants to explode on the rim. He's running at the rim with some force. The way he pushes pace and transition off his defensive plays is just amazing. He gets to the line so much that it doesn't matter how aggressive you are trying to guard him. He's going to make sure he gets that bucket. Now, you want him to be able to space the floor a little bit in this year's NBA or this era of NBA, but the defensive instincts and traits and tools that he has are too great to pass up. You see how he's just always active. He's always moving. He's always running. He's always giving 1,000% effort. And he's just going to take the ball from you. He plays like a football player almost. And, you know, if the NBA fans and commissioner and executives talking about it's a little bit too soft on defense, we're going to bring hand checking or some physicality back. This is going to be one of the pioneers for that shit, because he's a physical man. And he's able to create some dribble penetration on his own, but I see him in the NBA being more of an off-ball guy, you know, being set on backdoor cuts, picking and rolling, just being the roll man, and just being in the paint for second chance opportunities, because he's a great rebounder as well. But all these things translate, and he just seems like an OKC type player to me, because everything is transition with him. Everything is disruptive in the lanes. Everything is just being a help defender, and that's a perfect piece of slotting with OKC. Granted that they have the 76ers top 6 protected pick this year. He just screams OKC to me, but hey, a lot of teams that want to bolster their defense, Adou Thiero, that's the guy you want to get on your team, because sheesh, this man here. All we got to do is put him with a shooting coach, get that 3-point percentage a little bit up to, you know, league average, so he's respectable. They don't give him too much space so he can slash the rim as much as he wants. That's the perfect player, bro. Perfect recipe for success. Dink Pate was somebody I was teetering here and there whether I was going to put him on this thing or not, because, you know, I don't know if I respect G League hoops or G League Ignite hoops, because he used to be in G League Ignite before they got blown to smithereens. But I was like, I can't ignore people that play a certain brand of basketball that's just, you know, visually appealing and can translate into winning basketball for an NBA team moving forward. So I was like, okay, Dink Pate, I'll give you a look. And you got a unique name. I don't know nobody named Dink. And I don't know anybody that shoots jumpers like these, man. Your jump shot is a little funny. It's only a little funny from the base, because it looked like you just trying to like kick a soccer ball at the end. But I respect it, man. That shit was strokey, man. And you have some playmaking upside as well. Some secondary ball handling opportunities will definitely come his way, because he was playing more in a guard role on the G League Ignite, I'm pretty sure. So he definitely has the shot creation. He's able to make and create his own shots, get to his spots, and able to space the floor well. It's just that the consistency has to be there, because he has games where he's blowing up, and then he has games where he just feels like he's not doing much other than scoring. And we know players from G League Ignite. There's a certain guy, actually a certain two people, right now at least, Jalen Green and Scoot Henderson, that kind of feel like those type of players where when they're on, they're torching, they're scoring, the team's succeeding. But if they're not scoring, it feels like they're not doing the little things. And there is some growth there where at least Jalen Green, he's moved on to being able to be effective on the defensive end, but sometimes it feels like it's not enough to offset his offensive woes at points. And Scoot Henderson's in year 2, barely in year 2, so I'm not going to say much about him. I'm not going to dig into him too deep. But back to Dink Pate, the person we're supposed to be really talking about. Now this shot crazy. Shot clock cheese off the backboard. I don't know if he called bank, but I definitely do love how he's able to shift his defenders and get to his spots and just create space for himself. And on the